What happens when the most powerful seat in Christendom is left empty for nearly 3 years? This is the gripping origin of the Papal Conclave, a secretive, sacred ritual forged out of frustration, politics, and the desperate need for divine leadership. Stay with us to uncover how a locked room, ancient rituals, and a very angry crowd reshaped the future of the Catholic Church. The year is 1268. Pope Clement IV has died, and the Church is without a leader. The city of Viterbo, Italy, becomes the reluctant host to an increasingly tense election. What should have taken weeks drags on for nearly 3 years. Why? Because the cardinals, divided by political factions, mainly French and Italian interests, simply couldn't agree. As days turned into months, and months turned into years, the people grew restless. And then, something unprecedented happened. Before the word conclave was ever uttered, the process for electing a new pope was chaotic at best. Originally, popes were chosen by the clergy and people of Rome. But as the Church's power grew, so did the influence of kings and emperors. By the 11th century, the College of Cardinals had taken exclusive control of papal elections. But without firm rules or deadlines, elections could drag on endlessly, especially when politics got involved. Enter Viterbo, 1268. When Pope Clement IV died, 20 cardinals gathered in Viterbo to choose his successor. But personal grudges, national alliances, and sheer stubbornness led to a deadlock. For 33 months they argued, stalled, and debated. Meanwhile, the townspeople of Viterbo, who had graciously hosted the cardinals, were growing impatient. Their hospitality turned to outrage. The economy was suffering. Pilgrims stopped visiting. Tensions boiled over. Eventually, the people took matters into their own hands. They locked the cardinals inside the palace, boarded up the windows, and cut off their food, leaving them with just bread and water. This extreme move worked. Faced with starvation, humiliation, and no way out, the cardinals finally made a decision. In 1271, after nearly 3 years, they elected Pope Gregory X. And Gregory X? He wasted no time. At the Council of Lyon in 1274, he issued the decree Ubi Periculum, Latin for where there is danger. This papal bull formally established the rules of the conclave, from the Latin cumclave, meaning with a key. From then on, cardinals were to be locked in seclusion after a pope's death. No contact with the outside world, limited food, no distractions. They would not leave until a new pope was chosen. The conclave isn't just about isolation, it's also about mystery and ritual. Today, cardinals enter the Sistine Chapel after swearing an oath of secrecy. The doors close. Outside, the world waits. No phones, no press, no influence. Each day, ballots are cast. Twice in the morning, twice in the afternoon. The votes are burned after each round, and it's this smoke that signals to the world. Black smoke, no decision. White smoke, habemus papam, or we have a pope. This iconic ritual dates back to those chaotic years in Viterbo, when chaos demanded order and secrecy became sacred. Despite the reforms, the conclave remained deeply political for centuries. Monarchs still tried to influence the vote. Alliances formed behind closed doors, and sometimes deals were made that had nothing to do with divine inspiration. But over time, the conclave evolved into a more spiritual and symbolic process, a tradition meant to emphasize unity, prayer, and reflection. In recent conclaves, like the one that elected Pope Francis in 2013, cardinals from around the globe gathered under the frescoes of Michelangelo to choose a leader for over 1.3 billion Catholics. In that moment, ancient tradition meets modern faith, and a centuries-old process comes alive once more. The papal conclave isn't just a ritual, it's a legacy, a moment where history, mystery, and faith converge inside a locked room. And it all began with a frustrated town, starving cardinals, and a desperate need for change. So next time you see white smoke rising from the Sistine Chapel, Remember, that signal was born from chaos and forged into one of the most powerful traditions in religious history. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tales from the past that shaped our world. Tell us in the comments, what historical event should we cover next?